What up, people? What's up? Yeah, this is my Detroit Lions. This is my Detroit Lions roster cut part 2. And let me get this thing started. All the roster cuts for the Detroit Lions. Let me get this thing started. Lions cut tight end Jordan Thompson. They cut tight end Michael Ignu. The Lions cut defensive tackle Xavier Proctor. Xavier Proctor, he ain't showed too much in the preseason, so he ain't do anything too much. He was just a guy that was out there looking lost sometimes, for the most part. He ain't do anything to contribute. Then they cut linebacker Julian Stanford. I ain't see too much out of him either. Like, ain't nothing he done at all that I know that I can recognize. Linebacker Brandon Hepburn. They cut him. Once again, I ain't see nothing out of him either. Linebacker Shamari Benton. Safety Nate Ness. Cornerback Muhammad Sensei. Yeah, he just coming off 2 interceptions preseason, the last preseason game, and he gets cut. I guess so. It depends how you want to do it. Sure. Whatever you want to do, you can go ahead. Sure. It's all up to you. But I don't think he'll be the long-term solution at that position. He wouldn't be a starter anyway, so hey, what's to lose? Cornerback Chris Greenwood. Last year he did a little something last year, but he ain't really made no noise at all. He wasn't like some people had a hard on about like why y'all cut Chris Greenwood? Like he was some great corner. He was just a guy that was I think a third stringer or a fourth stringer. I think he was a third stringer, and it was nothing too much to it, like, for real. He was just being a serviceable defensive back, so nothing too much out of that one. They cut defensive tackle Jimmy Sattler McQueen. Jimmy McQueen. Oh, man. I think at times he shows some signs of stopping the run, but sometimes he was blowing assignments too in the preseason. So I understand why they cut him. It's bad to get cut on a team because these are your dreams. This is your dreams. You worked your whole life for this to be on the football team, and getting cut is not a good feeling for anybody. It's not good. They cut defensive tackle Andre Fewellen. Yeah, I talked about him in the last preseason video. I talked about him. He's a 6-year veteran, still getting cut after being in the league for 6 years. Still getting cut. That tells you that you're not that talented. If you getting cut and you played for 6 seasons in the NFL, you're not all that talented. You must be a backup for a reason because of that. You ain't all that talented though. Lions cut defensive end Daryl Tapp. He ain't do nothing. Like, it's nothing stand out about him. He ain't do a damn thing in his preseason. Nothing. He ain't do shit. Nothing. Nothing at all. He look lazy out there sometimes when I see him play. He look lazy. He's just a guy that's staring in the lights. That's what he's looking like to me, so it's whatever. Offensive guard, they cut Darren Keaton. They cut him. I guess it was nothing to it with him either. Like, it was the same way as Tapp was, so they cut offensive guard Rodney Austin. I mean, he's serviceable at best. The Lions, it seemed like when they was in the game, it seemed like the third stringer offensive lineman, they couldn't hold up. They couldn't hold up at all. So they couldn't hold up against third string defensive ends and linebackers. They couldn't hold up. Kellen Moore was about to get sacked like almost every time. He didn't get sacked a lot, but he did get sacked a few times in his preseason. And he was one of them that's blocking. And a lot of assignments he blew down on his side, so I understand why he got cut. The Lions also cut Gary Reynolds. Or Jerry Reynolds. No, I said it right, Gary Reynolds. They cut him. They cut offensive tackle Michael Williams. Man, yeah, get him off the team, please. Get him off the team. Oh man. They also cut Emil, I can't pronounce his name right. The fullback Emil Igwanu. I can't pronounce it right. They cut him. I was trying to pronounce it during the game. I couldn't pronounce it. Still can't pronounce it right. They cut him, the fullback. I got a question though. I'm gonna ask that at the end, like going towards the end of the video. They cut him. The Lions also cut Andrew Peacock. Man, I don't know if they should have cut him because well then again I understand why, because you don't have enough spots for him. It's not that he's a bad receiver because he showed some good signs. I like him. I actually like him a lot. That's why he lasted to the 4th preseason game. I like him a lot. He's pretty good in the preseason. He's pretty good. He showed some signs to me, but I understand why they cut him because they can't hold all them receivers. The Lions had a lot of receivers. They can't hold all. They can't hold on to all of them. They just can't do it. They can't hold on to everybody. So I understand. But if he goes to another team, he can. The Lions can put him on a practice squad, or if he get released, then somebody can pick him up and put him in their lineup. Well, I ain't gonna say start lineup, but they can use him in their offenses and stuff. So I hope his future will be bright. So I hope his future be bright. That's what I'm just saying. Have a good future. That's what I want to say. Okay, the Lions cut Patrick Edwards. I talked about last preseason. Yeah, I kind of disagree, but I understand once again why they cut him. It's not enough spots. They trying to have other positions, but actually they could have had another room for this one more receiver, at least one more receiver. They could have had room for one more receiver, but that's going to come a little later in this video. Some dumb questions. Okay. The Lions cut Mikael LaShore. Man, his time in Detroit was just over. Let's face it, everybody. His time in Detroit was just over. Everybody knows his time was over. This guy, everybody saying he was inconsistent, which he was. He was very inconsistent. 1 yard, he run for 8 yards. Next thing, you give him -4 yards. Like I said in my last video. Inconsistency. What kept him from making a squad, making a main roster, I'm trying to say. And that, I say 2 years ago, I say LaShore, he's okay. He's an okay running back, but he's not all that. They was comparing him to Steven Jackson, which is completely out of the way, which is a reach, because he's not nothing like Steven Jackson. Especially Steven Jackson in his prime when he was with the St. Louis Rams. Steven Jackson was a motherfucking beast in St. Louis for years. He was a savage, okay? He ain't a power back. Now he playing for the Atlanta Falcons, even though I think he's past his prime now, but he ain't no Steven Jackson. He's not even as explosive as Steven Jackson. I think Steven Jackson is faster than him. But that's the end of Mikael LaShore. They also cut running back George Wynn. I'm really surprised the Lions cut both of these running backs. I thought they were gonna keep at least one. I thought the Lions were gonna keep at least one of these running backs, but they cut both of them. George Glenn, I like him. He runs hard. He plays hard. The only problem, one thing that kept him off the squad, one thing that kept him off the main roster was his fumbling. That was the number one reason why he didn't make the roster. I guarantee it. That is the number one reason. Number one. And the only one reason why he didn't make this team was the fumbling issues he had. Because he fumbled the ball pretty often in the preseason. What about that fumble against the Jacksonville Jaguars when he was at the goal, around the goal line? He fumbled that. He fumbled the first preseason game. He fumbled twice in the first preseason game. I mean, he had fumbling problems. But Reggie Bush fumbled too, though, so you're going to keep him, I guess so. But Reggie Bush be fumbling when he don't need to be. But I wouldn't cut Reggie Bush because he's an asset. He's a weapon. He's a valuable weapon. But as I'm saying, George Glenn reason, fumbling. That's the only reason why he didn't make the roster. Then the Detroit Lions also cut Chris Durham. What can I say? I'm seeing people on the Lions Facebook page. I'm seeing people in general talking about why the Lions cut Chris Durham. Some people love Chris Durham. You know why he cut him? It's two reasons. One, he can't catch the ball. That's the one reason right there. He has stone hands. That's one. Especially in the preseason. And then I don't know what it is about Chris Durham the announcers have a hard on for. Because, like, if he drops a pass, they always trying to cover it up with some bullshit and say, oh, the ball was too far behind him or some bullshit. They'll say they ain't throwing around his range or something is the reason why he dropped it. Or they'll try to twist it in some different fucking way to say why he dropped the ball. Motherfucker, he dropped the damn ball. Period. He dropped that shit. And a lot of times he dropped the ball and it's a clean ass throw. Right in the middle. Right where he can catch it. It be right where he can catch it and he's dropped the son of a bitch. He does it all the time. He did it in the regular season as well. He dropped passes a lot last season. That was his demise in his preseason. That was his demise. Drop passes. I ain't like Chris Durham. I never really liked Chris Durham. Man, but some of you people, you don't know how I feel about Chris Durham. You know how I feel. I've been talking shit about him for the past year. Well, damn near a year on YouTube. I've been talking shit about him. I ain't been on YouTube a year, but I've been talking about him. I've been talking shit about him the whole time I've been on YouTube. So this ain't nothing new. You know how I feel about him already. Dropping passes. And then another thing, the number two reason why he didn't make the team, he can't create separation. That is a huge issue with him. I said these two problems with him for the past year. I've been saying it, actually, ever since he joined the Lions. I've been saying these are the two reasons why Seattle Seahawks cut him and the Lions cut him. Now, I've been saying this reason for the past, how long you been on the Lions? 2 seasons now? I've been saying this because I've been saying the last 2 seasons he been on the Lions that he can't get no separation and he can't catch the ball. He has stone hands and then no separation. I've been saying this for the longest time. Just because you're tall doesn't mean you can get separation. There's a lot of players that's tall that can't get separation. Shoot. And he has that issue. He's the tallest receiver on the team, and a lot of times he struggled to catch the ball against receivers that's 6-7 inches smaller than him. Like against cornerbacks that's like 5'10", 5'11", shorter corners, shorter safeties and stuff. And he have a hard time catching the ball over him. They still deflect the ball from his hands or something like that. And they cover him up real well. So he can't get no separation. He ain't got that explosiveness. That's why they kept Corey Fuller instead of him. If you want to know. That's why they kept him. And I like Corey Fuller. I knew he was gonna make the team. I wanted Corey Fuller to make the team. I wanted this to happen. I wanted that to happen. I've been saying this since before the preseason. I wanted him to make the team. He didn't make the team last year. I wanted him to make the team. I'm like, he's a big threat. I mean, he's a big receiver. He got potential. I like his upside. People blindly just look over him, though. But people want to blindly look over some people like Corey Fuller. He got better at route running, something that I've seen this past preseason that he didn't have last preseason was his route running because he was improved in that area. Yeah, I like him making the team. But, yeah, question is now, why in the hell the Lions keep two fullbacks? Why in the hell would you keep two fullbacks? What kind of crap is this? Two fullbacks? That's stupid. You keep two fullbacks, but you only have 3 running backs. Yeah, 3 running backs. You only have 3 running backs. Why would you keep 2 fullbacks and you only have 3 running backs? I think that's stupid as hell, in my opinion. That's dumb. That's really stupid. I think you should have kept 4 running backs. You should have brought Wynn to the team or LaShore. Personally, LaShore, even though he's not explosive, actually, nah, I would have brought in Wynn. But I wouldn't make him the starter. Hell no. Hell no. I wouldn't make him the starter. But then again, LaShore doesn't fumble the ball, so I probably would have kept LaShore. I would have kept 4 running backs. Only problem with LaShore, he was inconsistent. But why would you keep 2 fullbacks? Two fullbacks. You could have just kept 1. Shoot, most NFL teams don't have 2 fullbacks. I'm sorry, they don't. You could have used that for another running back. You could use that extra fullback and cut that extra fullback. You could have had an extra running back. You could have had an extra receiver. The positions that we really use heavily on this team, you could have another running back or a receiver. Or hell, you could even have another linebacker or a corner. Mainly corner or running back or receiver. You could have had a running back or a receiver mainly. Why the hell you had that? I don't know why you had 2 fullbacks. I don't understand that. But it's the Lions on this. Jim Caldwell, I guess it's a part of a scheme or something. I hope they always talking about scheme in this offense. They always talking about scheme, how the scheme is, how efficient and how it's set up and all this, how they like they always talking about the scheme every game, like, well, the offensive scheme is this and that. I want to see how the offense play in the regular season. Alright, in the regular season, it's time to put up or shut up with this offensive scheme bullshit and the defensive scheme bullshit. You need to win some games, like I said. It's time to shut the hell up and play football. We don't need no on-field distractions. Well, not on-field, off-the-field distractions. We don't need none of that. Okay? And yeah, I just want the Lions to come in and play football. That's all I want to see. But I don't know. Oh yeah, in the roster spots, like the receivers and stuff, I'm glad that Ryan Broyles made the team. Even though, well, I don't know why people jinxing him saying, "Oh, he's gonna get injured by week 3, week 2." I'm like, why would you jinx us? Why would you jinx that? Why would you want that to happen? Why would you want somebody to get injured? What kind of shit is that? Fuck you. You motherfuckers that say that shit. For real. Why would you want somebody to get hurt? It's stupid. Whoever said, I seen some people that said that shit, I want to slap the shit out your ass saying that dumb shit. Tell me, oh, he's going to get hurt by week 3. Why would you want that to happen? Tell me. People, man. And then some people pissed off because Corey Fuller making the team. Are you stupid? Like, for real? Corey Fuller, like, you seen the improvement he had from last season, a big improvement. Like, I think he's going to contribute well to this team. I think so. For one, he can get separation. 2, He's faster than Chris Doyle. 3, he got better hands than Chris Doyle. I mean, come on now. I ain't saying he's the big shit or the guy or whatever, the best guy, the best receiver on the team. I'm not saying that shit. Hell no. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he's better than Chris Doyle. Y'all people was complaining about Chris Doyle. Some of you was, but now when he left the team, y'all talking about why the hell he left the team. He shouldn't have been cutting all this bullshit. Man, shut the fuck up trying to switch sides and shit. Man, I've been talking shit about Chris Doyle for the longest motherfucking time. Not just this preseason. I've been talking about him for a long ass time. But like, since 2012, we've been talking shit about him. Like, this dude sucks, in my opinion. He sucks. That's why he got cut. And Jim Caldwell recognized it. He recognized this shit. Yeah. But the Lions, though, they should have really kept at least one more running back. Honestly, they should have. They really should have. They should have kept one more run. No, they should have put another receiver out there. Hell, shoot. Or another corner. Because our corner, we kind of short on corners too, though. We should have had at least one more corner. I would have put Chris Greenwood back on the team. I don't know. But it's on the Lions, though, so. Yeah, man, that's all I got to say in this video, man. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Even though I say this every video, like I said in my last video, I say this all the time. But let me know what you think in the comment section below about the roster cuts to the Detroit Lions and who you think that deserve to be on the team and who doesn't deserve to be on the team. Or if you're a fan of another team, tell me who you think that should have been on your team that shouldn't have been on your team. Because trust me, I watch more than just the Lions games. Trust me. I watch other NFL games as well. So tell me what you think about, what you think about your team and who you think that should have been on your team or not, or what you'd like to see out of your team in the season. I guess I'm out of here, man. Peace out, dog.